Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing? Happy Thursday to all of you. Welcome, who is joining me live and who is watching me replay. Just hashtag for me. Welcome to each one of you from Canada, Toronto, and please type for me where you're watching me from. Today, topic because we're getting closer to 2021, I got many questions about people who did not achieve the target goals they wanted through the year. And they were telling me we did not want to take more risk. It feels risky. And I thought, okay, so today our life is going to be on risk taking. Okay, so I want you this is a live Q&A. If you have any question for me, I will answer it for you live. If I don't have a chance to answer it for you right now, I will just answer it or even hashtag you and answer the question for you. So how about risk taking? I was just fascinated with people who take risks. And to take risk, it sounds really scary when you think about it. Like risk, oh, scary. I'm not sure about what's going to happen. And I want to ask you, be honest with yourself. I'm going to unfold with you today what is the payoff for taking risk? What happens if we don't? And why people are kind of skeptical to take kind of risks. So let's first get clear on risk. What do we mean by risk? It just depends, how big your risk is, depends on how big your goal is. So if you have small goals, there is no risk doing it. You're not taking a risk, honestly. And this takes me just to give you a brief intro about the three types of goals. So I'm not sure which goal is yours. We have three types: type A, type B, and type C. And type A is the goal, which is something that you have done before and you know how to do it. So there is nothing risky in doing it again. For example, if you bought a car before, you know how to buy it again, what papers are required, what documents are required. So there is no risk. That's type A. Goals type B are the ones that are kind of not really clear because they are tricky. You think this is the C type goal, which is going to create for me extraordinary results, which is going to change my life, but it's not. If it's the type B, are the ones that you have an idea how to do it. For example, if I call X, I can get this money from Y. I can ask this friend, this type, you have an idea how to do it. So this goal is not as well involving lots of risk. Hello, Rogi. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining me. And type C is actually the one that involves big risk. Hello. Thank you so much. And type C, I mean by them, are the goals that you have never achieved before and that sounds exciting for you, but scary at the same time. Exciting and scary. Grateful to have you as well. Okay. So it's, for example, I'll give you just a couple of examples and you can measure on your own. Because if I want to change my life, if I want to take my life to the next level, if I want to multiply my income, if I want to move to another country I have never been before, these are C type goals. They are risks. These are the risks I'm going to talk about today because they may shake you off. Your knees may be shaking and you say like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. And honestly, just to be honest with you, these types of goals, the requirement to achieve it is a deep want, a deep desire that you just want it. But you must not know how to do it. If you know how to do it, it's not going to be like a stretch goal that's going to change your results. It has to like stretch you as a person. Because honestly, when we reach the goals we set for years and years, when we achieve them, by the time we achieve them, yes, it feels triumphant. It feels good. You feel like you achieved success. But the goal itself, that's not the issue of who you have become in the process, because you have to change you in order to match the goal you want to achieve. Right now, for example, if you're making $100,000 a year, for example, as your income, annual income, that's you are generating this from your level of thinking right now and the habits that you do. Well, if you want to multiply that or quadruple that or 10x that, is it possible? Everything is possible if you believe it's possible. If you believe, you will achieve it. But you can never ever achieve these big goals from the level of thinking you are on right now. So there has to be internal change. It's not the external environment that's going to get you the different results. If you decide I want to leave this country because I cannot succeed here, if you believe about you that you are not succeeding or you cannot succeed, this belief will go with you anywhere you go. It's not gonna leave you. It's gonna be your friend everywhere. So that's why the change is inside. In order for me to achieve a C-type goal, an extraordinary goal that's gonna like change my results, that's gonna change my results in life and my family, the people, the charities I can contribute to, the income I'm making. Like this is a C-type goal. Okay, what is the chances if you don't take risks? People who don't take risks become one thing I'll tell you about. They become complainers and blamers. And the definition of complaining, when I complain, it means I have a reference point in my mind for something which is better, but I am not willing to take the risk to achieve it. I'll say that again. Why people complain or blame? Because they have an idea of something, of a lifestyle which is better than the one they have right now. They have an idea about a job which is better than the one they have now. They have a dream about like starting their own company which will create X amount of money for them, which they don't have right now. But so they have a reference point for something better than what they have right now, but they are not willing to take the risk to achieve it. Why is that? Because people are scared to fail. They have fear of failure. It's one of the 6 fears that dominate the human psyche, fear of failure. But I want to tell you, it's the fear of success for many people as well, but they don't realize it. Because you do not know how I'm going to handle this success, or I'm going to make all this money, how I'm going to the taxes will be after my money. People will just want to be my friends because of my money. Like all this is going on inside you. Type for me if this resonates with you. Type for me yes if it resonates with you, so I can keep going. But I see yeses here. So exactly, the bigger the goal, the bigger the risk. But ask yourself, if I don't take risk, what's going to happen? What's the payoff? You're going to stay where you are. You're going to stay where you are. And I see it way more painful. Thank you, Ragi. I see it way more painful to stay where you are. For example, if right now you're not really satisfied with your results, if you know that I can do more, I can achieve more, but I'm not really happy, well, I'm telling you, you can achieve more and you can do more 100%. And why we do not believe that we can achieve these results? Because we have layers of limitations and layers of like conditions that we cannot. Hello, thank you for joining us. And layers of conditioning, which is affecting our willingness to trust ourselves, our willingness to take action, our willingness to take risk. But let's reframe the word risk. If my mind, why people stop themselves, honestly? Because they create the worst case scenario. They say, like, what if I don't fail? If I failed, what if it doesn't work? What if nobody wants my services? What if I move there and nothing happens? What if I quit my 9 to 5 job? And like, what if? And they are building the images of not succeeding. Do you agree? Make sense? But what if you succeed? What if your idea worked? What if your project, like your business, boomed? What if we change it to the other side? So it starts with your thinking. Your thinking, number one. Number two, the surrounding, the people you are surrounded with. Are they people who are playing it safe? Are they having the same results over and over again? Or are they have high achievers? Because they will affect you until you build this muscle that you say, like, no matter what, I decided that I'm going for it. It builds a muscle, like it takes a muscle building, a mental muscle. And it's really, really one of the hardest muscle to build. If you have been beating yourself up, if you have been feeling guilty about things, if you don't feel good that you do not live the life that you want, or afford for your kids what they want, or for your family, or support the charities that you want, it erodes your self-esteem, and you're not willing to bet on yourself. So I invite you to risk believing in yourself. Bet on yourself. Trust yourself. Because if you understand your potential is unlimited, and imagine that the kind of success that we have achieved in our life up to date has been scientifically, and we're like with research based, we have only used 10% of our human mind, the potential of our human mind. So right now, if you, without using any other resources, external resources except you can 10x the results you have right now if you use 100% of your potential. Does it make sense? So like each one of you with me right now on the call, you have unlimited potential. And whatever you have achieved is only using less than 10%. So imagine if you double that, if you use 20% of your potential, that's without even needing someone else, without having other resources, without having the extra courses you want to take, without having the extra degrees, certification, without anything, just using your own potential. And let me put this to the test with you. So right now, tell me, when was the last time you surprised yourself with your achievement? Was it when you had an assignment due and you just like did not sleep 2 days and you did it? Was it when one of your colleagues at work was not present or were away, and they left the work for you to finish, and there was a deadline and you had to meet it and you did it? When was the last time? Remember, just go with your mind right now. When was the last time I astonished myself? I couldn't believe that I could do that, and I finished it in astronomical time. When was the last time? Just let's go back with your mind, because each one of you, including myself, experienced this moment where like, oh my goodness, where did this all power come from? How did I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. I was talking to a friend, and we live here. I live in Canada, and she lives even like Canada in winter is like there is lots of snow. It's a very cold country. And at that time, she was telling me about like going back from work. They had a bad storm where she lives on that night, and it was really risky driving. But her kids were out, and her daughter called like, "You have to pick us up," and the roads were really risky. Not only that, she took the risk. She went to pick up her kid, but her kid got her two other friends to drive them home with her. Like, so imagine, like, with this hard conditions to drive, what she did. She told me, like, I don't know how I did that, but my car just stopped because I got blocked in like the snow, like I couldn't. I stopped on the road and I stopped the other cars. And I asked them before, like, I put on the car, one of the cars, my kids, and give them the mobile so they call me when they reach home. And it was really a risk. Like, she took a risk, and she had the other kids with her to drive them home. She said, I never know what I did, but I did that because, like, she just like came with the idea. She was in a situation that forced her to come out, think out of the box. And she was asking people, she was picky even when choosing people to drive her kids or to even ride with them and with the other kids. She was telling them, do you have winter tires? Because if you don't have, I know it's not going to work, because mine didn't work. So she just like, because like she had to come with an idea. Most people wait until they hit rock bottom in order to come with a great idea. But I am telling you, right now, you have this extra 90% potential that you haven't used, right? Without using other resources. But unfortunately, we're kind of programmed to just act when we are pressured from the outside circumstances. But it's way more empowering when you take and use your potential without this outside circumstances happening. And that's how the 2% who really succeed big in the world and who achieved and led the world with science innovations, with giving us all this luxury of having the internet, of having laptops, of having the lights, of having flights. All these people were thinking a different way than the majority of people. Like, they were not following the crowd. So if you have an idea right now and you want to like start your own business and you think it's risky, or you have agreed, like, and people are telling you crazy, you're on the right way. Because if you think like them, honestly, what we are programmed to, we are used to ask people whom we feel comfortable talking to. We feel like we're programmed to do that. Like, I am used to, like, okay, call your mom, call your sister, call your best friend, call your best neighbor. And they don't have, honestly, the results if you are thinking big to create the life that you want. You go to the experts and ask them, go to people who did it and ask them, go attend their webinars, go be mentored by them, go read their books, get closer in their communities, because you need to change your level of thinking in order to get the confidence to take the risks that will take you where you are. And be ready. When you take risks, yeah, there is a chance of failure, but there is a chance of success. The two chances are there. But what you give energy and your thought to more is going to happen. If you think, but like, I'm a loser, whatever I start, I do not finish. I have never done this before. Nobody can succeed doing this. If this is your internal dialogue, and unfortunately, we are not aware that this is going on. So if this is your internal dialogue, what happens is that you sabotage yourself and you do not try anything new. And you prefer to complain and blame. You know that there is something better. There is a better life for you. There is a better future for you. There is a better income for you, a better career, a better relationship. But it's risky. And by risk, I want to make it clear. Risk does not mean that you act dangerously and recklessly and hurt yourself or hurt others. It means that risk is not an option to consider taking or not taking if you're going big. What I mean is that you're going to pick a different set of risks. A different set of risks. You're going to do what you want to do, but following new ways, following new patterns of thinking, following new ways like you haven't tried before. So risk does not involve that you're crazy and you're not responsible. No, I don't mean that. Risk means that I leave what I am familiar to and I go into the unknown, having faith and having a vision that's going to work. Because if you don't have that, you will be easily swept away. There is no point. You will be easily like kicked away off the route because like it's hard. Does it make sense for you? Type for me sense or you resonate. Yes. Type for me yes or sense. So you know like how many senses here I have? Sense. Yeah, we sabotage ourselves. So Let me tell you. So if you don't take risk, you revert to blaming and complaining. This is one thing. If you don't take risks, saying thank you. If you don't take risk, you stay where you are. What, ask yourself, what is the worst case scenario? Go with it. Oh, if I don't do it, then nobody's gonna buy my services. Okay, and then what? And then I may go on the street and I don't have, and then what? And then my husband may be mad and like leave me. Like, and then what? And then you die. Like, take it down, because these fears is the ego voice talking to you. And these are always there, by the way, but they don't speak loud, except when you do something different. When you decide, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Makes sense. Thank you, Sharu. I love you back. So I know what, I'm gonna do it. Because people who love you are the ones who are gonna stop you. Because they don't want you to change. It's not they hate the good for you. No, I'm not saying that. But they don't want you to change because it requires them to change. If you like succeed really big and you're with your friends, they like to complain and blame more, ask yourself, why I'm hanging out with them? Why do I get the results that I want? Do they have the experience that I want? Because what you want is inside these 2 years. Between the 2 years, nobody see it except you. Don't give up on you. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't be scared to take risk, because without risk, you're dead. It's like you're recycling your life, living in a like and not feeling good about it, and you don't change. And like honestly, like I was hit hard like with a quote. It was about people who like the grave is full of dreams that were not fulfilled because people did not want to take the risk to do it. How many books people were buried without writing their books, without having their project? How many times have you met people who said like, you know what, that was my idea, but they took it away? Yeah, ideas are there. They are there available. If you don't act on it, somebody else will pick it up and they will create it. Right? So like I want you to take risks. I'm like, yeah, comfort zone. Comfort zone is really, really I'm sorry, excuse me. Forgot to bring my water with me. The comfort zone, like, it's like now became like a cliche, but people do not realize that if they stay where they are, it's way more painful to stay. For example, if this year you're not happy with your result, which is more painful, to stay where you are for 1 more year, 2 more years, 3 more years, or just like to take a risk, invest in yourself, invest in your project, quit the job. I'm not saying to take it recklessly. Maybe you can, if you have a job and you have a family and you have stuff, I understand. Maybe you take it a little bit. Maybe you change from full-time to part-time and having hustling on the side your dream. And then you build it up, and then you feel like, I feel now I want to just like, you know what, enough is enough. I want to give it all my dedication, as an example. And the comfort zone, Ragi, is honestly created from our beliefs about our limits. How do you stretch yourself? How do you grow? By stretching your limits. How do you do that? By doing things you have never done before. Betting on yourself. I'm going to read you a small piece from Dr. Price Pritchett. He's one of my favorite. And he really, really handled like one of the most powerful books I read about risk taking, about going beyond your limitations, because it's not who you think you are that's stopping you, who think you are not that's stopping you. Because you think I cannot, and try that. Say the word I can't, something. It disempower. If I say I can't swim, I can't dance, I can't write a book, like if we were in like live and I would do for you the muscle testing, your arm would drop when I press against, when you say the word I can't. Well, if you reverse it and say I can, and I try to push you down, it doesn't drop easily. Like I did it in all my workshop and people were like, what? Yeah, our words affect how we feel. Yes. Our thoughts affect how we feel. Yes. So listen, I'll just read for you this one. So anyway, he's warning like excuses are the enemy. When you don't take risk, I can swim really well. That's awesome. But like think about something that you cannot do and say I can't. The word I can't is is really bad. It stops you from where you are. It makes you feel like I cannot. You know what I want you to do? Think of something that you can't, and instead of can't, use the word I won't. Because I won't, try it yourself. When I say I can't, I say I won't. I won't has a choice. I choose not to, because if I decided to learn to swim, for example, I can. If I decided to go on a trip, I can, but I'm choosing not to. So can't versus won't make a huge difference. Like there are certain languages and words we use, like we're used unconsciously using them, and they just like depletes us of our power and stop us from taking risks. So let's read this together. It is your potential that deserves respect. Your potential. Your potential. Okay. And I said, like, whatever you achieved right now, you achieved with only using 10% of your potential, less than 10%. So imagine doubling or tripling that. Okay. Though, and not yet your self doubt. So it is your potential that deserves respect and not your self doubt. Give yourself a chance to prove that you can do. Okay. Risk believing in yourself. Risk believing in yourself. So, like, now you may tell me, like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? Well, what is stopping you from taking risk? I'll say it like very, very straightforward, and I'll make it as easy as possible. Number one, yourself. Please write it for us when you can, Rogi. Great. Rogi, you are on Facebook. Are you like, I will. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna like do it in an article, a small one, and write it for you for sure. I will do that. Sure, Rogi. So number one is your self-talk. How is yourself? What are you telling yourself about yourself? Honestly, if everybody told you you are like, okay, you're very welcome. If everybody told you you are very successful, I love what you're doing, oh, you're awesome at what you do, but you keep on telling them, you know what? I could have done better. I missed that pair. I missed this. I missed that. You know what? No, I like. There are other people who do it better. Like what matters, honestly, is your internal dialogue. Your inner dialogue is what matters. Okay, this is very important. Number two, the people you're surrounded with. Are they people who are having goals and they are going like they are driven more by their goals, or they're always complaining and talking about their past? Which one? Which one you are mostly surrounded with? Because it kind of as well affects you. If even you don't accept it, you're not letting it in. If you are sitting with them like long hours, it will affect you. It will affect you. Okay. So when you are taking a risk or you want to try something new, there is a possibility to succeed and there is a possibility to fail. Okay. But fail, I don't take it as fail. Fail, I take it as an experiment to learn and to grow. It's steps. Remember when Edison had the lamp, they told him you failed 10,000 times. He said I had an experiment with 10,000 steps. It's a shift in the wording that keeps you going. It's a shift in your belief about yourself. Okay? Because you cannot see this guaranteed and you cannot see this guaranteed. But what do you choose to believe in? That your success is guaranteed or your failure is guaranteed? Which one? Which one are you feeding energy into it? Because it's going to dictate the results for you. So it's faith, or you're fearful and you're feeding your mind with negative images, negative self-talk about yourself and about your goal. So risks are, if you want to grow, if you want to change your life, if your goal is big enough, risk must be taken. Risk must be taken. All right. And as I said, it doesn't mean to do something reckless or something dangerous. Just doing a different set of risks, like following a different style, following a different strategy. Okay, make sense? Okay, so, and I would love to close with you here with this question. Where is the logic? Where is the logic in not trying because you might not succeed? Okay, when in not trying, you guarantee failure. So like, I really love this one. I am always like honestly talking to you about the power of goals, the power of the mind, because when you understand that, you can achieve anything. Like, honestly, think about it. Think of anybody, like your favorite successful person that you love in your career, at work. Look at them, how they see themselves, how they walk, how they talk, what kind of books they read, what kind of communities are they in. How did they start like this in the beginning? Everybody was born like confident. We were all born confident, honestly, and we were born risk takers. We did not take no for falling down and learning and crawling and like trying to walk. We did not take a no. We did not take a no. We did not accept rejection. People are afraid to take risks because they are afraid of failure. They're afraid to be rejected. If you overcome these fears or you want to know how to overcome them and you want to learn more, DM me and we can chat about that. I promise that I will, Rogi, I will put in like in a small like article for you about risk. I'm gonna do it for you. And I have actually, if you are on Facebook, so you must be in my Get Empowered uh, like page. So there I have just listed something as well about risk, and I will tag you there. Okay, I will do that. So just like I mean, like feel free to reach out. Keep on going. It doesn't have to be reckless. It just has to be different. If your goal is big and you want to succeed big, risk is not an option. What kind and what set of risk, different risks are you going to choose? That's what you're going to think about. Okay. I love you all. Thank you so much for all of you who were able to attend with me live. I'm super grateful for each and every one of you on the call. And DM me, ask me anything you want, and I will respond to you as soon as I can. With love as always, and to our weekly lives. See you next week. And thank you so much. See you. Bye bye.